Hey, how's it going? It is Saturday, June 28th, 2025, and I'm here to show you my pendulum beat machine. Alright, so what this is a JavaScript tool that I built to take a pendulum system and attempt to turn it into a music machine. So if you saw my synthesizer video from not too long ago, you saw that I took one of those standard linear synths and attempted to create a drum machine. And now this is extending this to a pendulum physical synth. So let's start. Let's see what this can do. So basically I take a pendulum and I start the simulation, and the pendulum beats back and forth. And so with this pendulum I can turn this into a double pendulum if you want. And it's like I can have two pendulums, or a connected pendulum, going back and forth and resonating a beat. I can even make a triple pendulum out of it. So if I start and reset, and as you know, if you're familiar with the way that multi-pendulum systems work, they're actually extremely complicated and very unpredictable systems. This is known as a chaotic system. So what I can do is also I can create multiple pendulums. So now I have two triple pendulums here, and I have it set so I can create up to several of them. And as you can see, as the number of pendulums increases, the beat diversity increases quite dramatically. So let's do things like change different factors of the beats. And as you can see, as I reset the pendulums, I can change their length. So each pendulum, if I change the damping factor, now what if I change the gravity? If I change the gravity, you can see gravity brings these pendulums to bear a lot faster. What I can do is I can change the start angle, and I can add effects. So now I can add a visual distinction to each of the pendulums that makes them glow, and then in fact strobe. So that adds a little bit of color to my simulation. Let me turn it back to two pendulums, and let me reset and try this again. I'm going to increase the angle because the angle means more swinging area. Now what I'm going to start to do is increase the soundscape. Now what if I change this to a pluck? I can change the sound to this FM synth. I'm going to increase the sound so you hear how that sounds. Now, as you can see, sometimes it really depends on the system, but the parameters like the gravity, depending on the sound, can definitely affect the output, final output. So now if I change it to a classical synth with a high gravity or low gravity, as you can see, there's a more interesting diversity going on, especially when it combined with the damping. Now let me turn this into like 5 systems and see how this looks. Is this an orchestra? Perhaps. But let's try it with pluck and see how this goes. And this is the physics of music, or the music of physics rather. That's true with single pendulums. And back to a membrane-based, let's try a metal synth and see how this works. Oh, metal synth isn't really working, but maybe perhaps a noise-based synth. Let's try this. And I'm going to change it back to a triple pendulum system. Sounds like a lot of like typewriter noise. And the neat thing is adding this trail here gives it a persistent glow effect. And I'm going to change this back to a, let's try something we haven't really seen before. Let's try this dual synth. Pretty cool, right? Alright, well, I'm really enjoying playing with with this tool that I built just for the purposes of creating an interesting based simulation. And changing the damping changes the physics, changing the gravity changes the physics. And obviously during the actual simulation, I can adjust it a little more to create a more systematic simulation effect. Let's create a heavy glow and let gravity go to work. And the final angle, we'll go back to the membrane, our good old friend, and see at a very high angle when we have a very low speed of strobe, a visual speed of strobe. Let's see how this looks. Putting the dampening virtually down this low, make sure that there's a lot of motion time for the pendulums. And let's keep gravity non-effective, or virtually non-effective. And as you can see, for our final animation, we have the pendulums taking their sweet time to come down. Okay, well, that is the video. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if I can make more videos and tools of these kinds of instruments. And yeah, thank you for watching.